I think the way you're handling it's fine. If they get really gross, I just block them.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is he doesn't want me to be ever too aggressive because people are crazy. Okay.
Welcome, everybody. I am so happy to have my special guest on today. This is the fabulous Daina Jenkins. Hey, Daina.
Hey, Cindy.
I am so excited to have you on my podcast because I'm like your girl fan on TikTok.
Aw, back at you.
So just a little background. I found Daina on TikTok several months ago, right? I mean, you're a very popular influencer and you're a woman of a certain age, right around my age, late 50-ish. And I was, of course, scrolling through TikTok several months ago, found you. And when I first found you, I was like, who is this Barbie doll? Like, what?
Oh,
She's like, you look like a doll, number one.
thank you.
You were doing all these dancing videos and making fun of yourself, basically dancing. You did not take yourself seriously at all. And then when I saw you say, I know I can't dance,
Yes.
but I'm having the time of my life or something like that.
Yes.
I'm like, I love her. And so tell us who you are. Where do you live?
I live in Alito, Texas.
Okay. I knew it was Texas, Southern girl. And you are a mom and a grandma, right?
I am. Mm-hmm.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have 6.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
4 boys and 2 girls.
Wow. What's your grandma name?
Gigi and Grandma.
Okay. I'm Gigi as well. Gigi and Grandma. Okay. So isn't being a grandma the best?
The best. Oh my gosh, the best.
It's,
And I'm adopted, so it's really wild seeing. I have a granddaughter that looks so much like me, so it's really wild to see that, because no one looks like you when you're adopted.
I just want to talk about how you got on TikTok, first of all. And because women our age, when we first got on TikTok, it was kind of like, what are you old ladies doing on TikTok? But
Exactly.
now we've kind of taken over.
Right. Well, I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I recognized a girl I follow on YouTube named Jennifer Jenkins, no relations, and she was dancing. And it's funny, she doesn't even know this, but I'm going to share it with you. When I first saw it, I had the same reaction you did, like, what? Kind of like, huh? And then I started watching a little bit more and I was like, you know what? She makes me want to do this. She's, I believe, will be 50 in a couple of months and she looks 25. I mean, incredible, just really inspirational. She shares beauty secrets and she dances on Instagram. And she mentioned that a lot of people unfollow her when she does that. So I sent her a video saying, oh, you inspire me so much. And I want to send you, this is where I was brave enough to put it on TikTok. I said, I want to send you a dancing video of mine. And let me, this will start me doing it. So right. I did that a couple of times. She goes, you should do it. You should do it. Well, my husband's a judge, so he's very conservative. So I had to just kind of figure out what I needed to wear and, how to do it, but do it fun. So I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just going to be me. I can't dance, but I'm burning calories and it's fun and just be goofy and be me, which is who I am. So that's how it started.
Yeah, it is so fun because, and the thing about social media is that if you show up just as yourself, even if it's goofy, that's when people really connect with you.
I agree.
And you have like over 80,000 followers on TikTok. I mean, that's huge. It's huge.
Thank you.
You mentioned your husband's a judge and he's conservative. So tell me this, because my husband's pretty conservative too. And he kind of thinks that the things I do on TikTok are ridiculous. I mean, for the most part, he's kind of like, aren't you embarrassed? I'm like, no, I'm not at all. But he is. So how does your husband feel about it?
He's actually proud. When I first started, I would always show him what I was going to post. And he was like, no, that's good. That's good. And he knows I enjoy it. And he saw me grow. And he was like, I'm really proud of you, And if I want to get his opinion, he acted in college. I'll get some, when you do the reels, when you're acting, playing a character, I'll get some ideas from him. But he's really supportive.
Oh, that's cool. Good. And let me ask you this along those lines. You get a lot of comments from men, mostly unsolicited, right? And
yeah,
you're very obviously married on TikTok. I mean, you don't try to come off as available in any way, shape, or form. So everyone knows you're married, but you still get the men who are like, oh, babe, you're so hot, and inappropriate comments. So
I think every woman does.
Yeah. So how do you handle that? I've noticed that you handle most of them very, very graciously. You're very polite and very kind.
I just say, I'm happily married. Thank you. I hope you find your person. you know?
Does that
And if
bother your
they
husband?
do what?
Does it bother your husband?
You know what? At first, it did a little bit. And then I said, I tell you what, babe, how do you feel about me? You can log in anytime you want and see what all's going on. He's like, oh, you don't have to. I said, no, I want to. So if he ever wanted to go in and look, he could.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you think the best way to handle this is? And he said, I think the way you're handling it's fine. If they get really gross, I just block them.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is he doesn't want me to be ever too aggressive because people are crazy.
That's true. And
You know,
with his background, he has seen a lot of crazy.
he has.
I mean,
So,
that's like my husband was a homicide detective. So he's like, yeah, people are
oh,
nuts.
wow.
Yeah. So he's like, just be careful. People are crazy. Do you do a lot of sponsorships? Are you in a position where you've monetized your TikTok?
I have. I
Good.
do wigs. I just now signed a thing with JB Extensions to do some wigs. I've only done one wig so far, but I've got a pile that I need to do to make videos on. I do skincare,
Yeah.
tanning products. I only do what I really believe in. If people send me stuff and I say, look, it's going to be a bad review, do you want me to do it or not? Because I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't just accept something to do it. And that's kind of hard at first because you want to get out there and do it. But if you're not authentic, like you said, you're not going to connect. You're going to feel it.
So do you mostly monetize through affiliate links? Is that what you're doing? Affiliate links? Or
Yes.
you have an Amazon storefront?
I do that too. I do Amazon. And then I also do links, my link tree. You just go to my link tree, which is full of products. When you go on that, then you use a code usually that I give you and I get paid through PayPal. I also am on the TikTok creator fund, which you don't make a lot of money on, but you make a little bit.
It's, women our age, I think a lot of us want to do that because it is such a huge opportunity. But so many of us, we don't know how.
Right.
Was it hard for you to figure it out, or did you have a coach?
It was hard. Here's what I did. It kind of accidentally happened. I found a lady that I liked on TikTok. I think she's under Just a Woman Aging on YouTube. And I saw her talk about skincare. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this skincare. I ordered it, my own money, loved it, made a video without talking to her or anything. And she loved it so much that she said, hey, I'll be happy to give you commission on every product that you sell. And I was like, girl, I would do it for free. I love this stuff. So because I think that resonated. And that was my first deal.
How'd you figure out all the tech stuff?
You know what? Just trial and error. Because as you saw before this, I'm not tech savvy on a computer anymore. I was an insurance agent and that was great, but it's been a while. Retired.
Okay. So do you pretty much do TikTok full time? Would you say that's your full time?
Yes, that's what I do.
Wow. So how many hours do you think you spend on planning content, filming content, posting content?
Here's the big thing I don't ever plan it. Just first of all, I film about 2 days a week, sometimes 3 tops. So I film it all in one day, put it in my drafts. Every now and then I'll be laying in bed and think of something, but mostly I just turn on that camera and go. I don't ever want it to look rehearsed or too thought out.
I love all your outfits. You just have,
thank you.
And you have a very unique style, and pink is your color. You do a lot of pink.
Love pink.
Yeah.
Love Barbie.
I know you look like a Barbie.
I love Barbie.
To what do you attribute your youthful looks? Because you really do look very young.
Thank you. Well, I have cheated. I've had plastic surgery and I don't pull any bones about it. If you don't want to get it, fine. If you do, fine. I did a video about it that a lot. Yeah, I'll tag you in it, but I have had a facelift and a neck lift. I did it actually 12 years ago and I did what's called a mini facelift and neck lift. So it's something that I'm like Dolly Parton. If it's sagging, bagging, or dragging, I'm going to nip it, tuck it, or suck it. So,
hey, you know what? I think everyone needs to do what's best for them.
I don't do Botox, but
you don't.
I don't because it makes my eyebrows go down, or I would.
You know what? Last time I had Botox done like a month ago, this one started drooping a little at first, and I was like,
"That's what it does to me."
It freaked me out. So yeah, that is something I've heard that can happen to some people. I love the way you're so open about it. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So 12 years ago, you did that and it is still holding up.
It's still holding up. And then I also, on certain days, I don't know if you've seen the videos I do where I wear the neck
That is
tapes
sweet.
and the face tape. So I give it a little zhuzh on date night. If I want to feel a little bit tighter, and it's something I'll definitely do again. I'm saving my money now. But again, I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you should age on your own terms. Thank
That's right.
goodness we can. But I
Yeah.
think you should be honest about it. If you're on social media, even though you're not obligated to tell people, I think you should. I don't think it's fair to make women think, oh, wow, how did that happen? And
Yeah, that is the thing. And I think we should be able to use whatever filters we want to use. I mean, I play with filters, I use different filters. I think it's fun. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but of course, disclose it, right? Just because
yes,
it is hard to age.
it is. It is. It is definitely. And you want to know why I think it is? Because whether you do or you don't get plastic surgery, if you do, oh my gosh, what has she done to her face? Oh my goodness. If you don't, oh my gosh, what happened to her? You're not going to win.
That's right.
It's just for some reason a taboo thing.
It,
And
you're so right, because they'll judge us either way. It's
either
either,
way,
oh my God, she's so wrinkled, or
yeah,
it's,
yeah,
oh my God, she looks plastic. So,
exactly.
or if you're too thin, she needs to eat a cheeseburger. Or if you're over,
Exactly.
oh, you need to, honey, lay off the cheeseburger. So it's one or the other.
Absolutely. Because
And
I've been on both ends of that too. Too skinny, too fat.
yeah,
So yeah, you're
it,
not going to win. So you got to do what's right for you and your heart and your soul.
that's right. That's right.
It's your
And
body.
I love that. Age on your own terms. But aging is difficult for a lot of women. And so if they look at people and they think, well, how come I don't look like that?
Mhm.
It can be kind of depressing, right? I mean,
Very depressing. Very. And that's why I think it's important when I see celebrities, especially, I know they have their reasons, but they lie about it. They're hurting other women in a way
yeah.
they don't mean to. And I understand they want their privacy and they don't want to get humbled by the public.
Yeah.
But I think it would be nice if they were more open.
What do you do about the mean people on TikTok? Because there's a lot of mean comments.
Girl, it threw me for a loop in the beginning. I was like, and the more successful you become, the more you're going to get that. And I had Jennifer Jenkins to kind of talk to. She goes, well, you've made it. Once you start getting insults, you've made it. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I'm not going to sit here and say that they don't hurt me, because they do. Some of them bounce off and I just think, oh, that's so silly. But some of them will get me where it hurts. And I just have to go, okay, block it, delete it, and move on. Or if I can make something funny out of it, I will. I actually made a video that might not have hit right, but it's where I'm laying down at my funeral where someone said, when will they ever stop trying to get attention from men? And someone said, when they pass away. And I was like, my funeral, how's my hair? How many people are
That,
here?
that was the funniest. I love that video.
So if you can make a joke out of it, great. So those kind don't bother me. What hurts me is you're fat. And I get called fat all the time.
And it's interesting because you're not. You're like, what, a size 2?
Size 2.
And I
I'm
think,
curvy.
yeah, maybe people interpret that as fat, but you're just curvy.
I don't know. Some of them will say curvy, and I think that should be a compliment. And I'm trying to embrace that word, but that's also a term used for heavier girls, curvy girls.
I think back in the day, curvy, our generation, that did mean something negative. But now to these younger people, curvy is like a really good thing.
I guess so. That's what my husband says, and there's times in the morning we have coffee together and I'll be quiet. And he's like, what's on your mind? I'm like, I don't want to say it out loud. And, he knows that it's a comment that I let get to me. I won't even repeat it out loud.
Yeah.
But you just have to keep moving forward, because think about it. There's probably 80 nice comments out of 2 or 3 that are really mean.
Yeah.
But it's something that you get, and you just got to have a real tough skin.
You handle it really, really well. What would you say to women our age who are like, I want to get on TikTok, but I'm so afraid. I don't know what to do. Like, what would your advice be?
I was so afraid too, and that's normal. And just get on there and be yourself, and you will have the time of your life. I'm telling you, it is so, every day that I'm going to film, it's so fun to even do lip sync, things, dance, tell jokes, whatever it is you do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Have you ever thought about being a social media coach for women trying to get started?
I have. I don't know the first thing about it, but again, there's Google. You can find out.
Yeah.
But I have thought about that.
I think you'd be really great. What do your kids think about you on TikTok?
Thank
What do your kids think about you on TikTok?
Good question. My youngest son was not real happy about it. And I just kind of am at a place where I love my children. And I learned this from a speaker. I can't think of her name. It's Robin something. But she said, anytime someone is unhappy about something that you know in your heart is not wrong, they might need to grow up, or it's just something they're not comfortable with. You say to yourself, so what? I'm going to be me, you know? So it's so when I first actually I'm real close with his wife, and she's like, yeah, he's not real happy about the dancing videos, but it might have been what I was wearing, so I tried to make sure I'm covered and I'm dressed. And now I think that I've grown. This was in the very beginning, he's probably thinking, what is she doing? And he's seen me grow. I think he's proud, but in the beginning, I don't think so. I think he was like, oh my god, I'm his mother.
Yes. And it's
you
hard for
know
them to see you in that light, because I think my kids think I'm crazy. Like,
I'm not alone.
yeah, some of the stuff, if I post something that kind of references my kids, I think they think it's funny, but other things, they're just like, mom, no, mom, no.
Yeah. Same. The older one, I don't think he cares one way or the other, but they're very different children, on that. I think the youngest is a little more protective and a little like, oh, I don't think it was ever out of any negative. It was more, I think, a protective, what in the world is she doing? You know what I mean?
When you were raising your kids, did you have a full-time job? What was your life like?
Well, I had help with my oldest son because I had him very young. I was 16. So my
Oh,
mother helped me tremendously with him. And then my second child, I was a little bit older, but I also had a stepmom that she pretty much, I mean, I'm going to give her the credit for how wonderful he is because she was an awesome mom and she had him more than I did. We divorced and I kind of struggled for a while getting on my feet. And she's still to this day a dear friend, love her so much. And I credit her for how great they are. She's going to say, no, it's both of us, but it's her. So I can't even take the credit. So when you get pregnant at 16, it kind of sets you back and sets
yeah.
the course for things not going so good. So it took me a while to figure out who am I? What am I going to do? You know, so I don't think I really grew up, Cindy, until I hit 43. And I don't think I really got wise and tough until I hit 55. And I'll
You
be
know,
59 in August.
you'll be 59. I agree
Mhm.
with you. I think I was way behind the power curve as well. Like, something about me was like delayed.
Me too. I don't good. I don't feel alone because I
Yeah.
was really immature.
Yes, me too. And I feel like I didn't start growing up until I was about 50.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I'm just now learning how to set boundaries. Well, at 55, I started that. And I really like if a thought comes in my mind, like, oh, does she not like me? Oh, she hasn't called me a while. And then immediately I go, oh, well,
Yep.
you just can't.
When you got to the point where you were able to establish boundaries for yourself, did that feel weird?
Yes. And I also learned a lot from my husband, who's a judge and tough and stern. And I saw how he handled people and how people treated him. So
Yes.
I was like, could I ever do that? Because I'm caught in that nice girl syndrome of being nice and being sweet. And that's how I was raised. But when I finally got it, I was not comfortable the first 3 times I set a boundary. After that, oh, honey, I can't wait to set one.
The first time you ever say no to somebody without an explanation, like, no,
Exactly.
no is a complete sentence. So you can
That's
just say
right.
no and you
Yes.
explain it. Yeah, it feels very empowering, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so empowering.
And
And now I don't even, I spent way too much time worrying what others think. I just don't do it anymore because guess what? I really don't know at this age how much more time do we have. You see people dying younger than us. I am not going to waste one more minute. When I saw a video about when you die, the reality of what happens is people go to your funeral, then they eat, then they make traveling plans home, then they try to figure out, when they go back. And what it basically means is people go on with their lives. So you got to live and you got to
yeah.
live for you.
And a lot of the theme, like the underlying theme of so many of your videos is really, you got to live now because you don't
Yes.
know the time you have. And I feel that I hear it coming through in all of your videos. And it's really inspiring because
Thank
I
you.
feel like that's one of the most important messages that we can share.
It really is.
That life is short.
It's so short. It's so short. And I realized that when I had cervical cancer, I had to do the chemo, the radiation, all of it. And praise God, it was only stage one, but they went at it really hard. And luckily I beat it. But I was on the treadmill that very day and I started feeling just not good. I can't explain it. And then my back started hurting. So I go to the doctor, found out that. And then immediately I go to a cancer center and do that. I never thought that would happen to me. And when it did, it changed my life for the better because I don't ever take a day for granted, especially a healthy day.
How old were you when that happened?
That was 12 years ago. So, late 40s,
Wow.
right?
So that came out of the blue. You didn't expect it. Cancer doesn't run your family, or you don't know because you were adopted.
Yeah, don't know. Don't know. Yeah.
So you went after it aggressively. You did chemo,
And radiation.
and then how long did you lose your hair?
I did
Oh, all of it?
all of it.
What is that like? I can't imagine.
Horrible. It's you know what? This is not to make light of it. The people in my family were like, she's not going to get chemo. She's not going to lose her hair. And I'm like, you guys really think my hair is more important than my life? So not. I'm going to lose it. But it was horrible. But I wore wigs and hats with hair attached and found the fun in that. And every day I went to get my chemo, I wore that wig, I wore that makeup, I put a smile on, and I sat down and did my day and just tried to keep that mental focus of being positive because it's also internal of how you accept or how you deal with it. If you think, oh, woe is me, you just can't.
Dana, how important is a positive mindset to you in your life and how you live, and especially how you dealt with cancer?
You know what, Cindy? It's everything. I even catch myself when I'm letting the negative in because we all have things we deal with. I literally say, stop. This is not going to change it. What you don't have control over, you've got to let it go. You can't control it, and that's okay. It's like that. So what? So and so doesn't like you. So what? I've gained a few pounds. So what? Work out harder. You know, so what? Or if someone doesn't call you or someone doesn't like you, oh well.
I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Because
Once you practice it, it's actually pretty easy. Because I just catch myself spinning and I'll immediately like, okay, stop it. Don't waste this time on
yeah,
that.
you can do anything. Your mind is stronger than your physical body.
It is. And it also can make you sick,
That's right.
literally make you sick and make you hurt. It can cause pain, literal pain.
Yes. So dwelling on the negative and dwelling on negativity, that does not serve you at all.
Mm-mm. And I don't know if you've gone through this. You're a beautiful woman, so I bet you have. But have you ever been at a party or at a job where the mean girls are there and they just are mean, and you think, I used to just do whatever I could to make them like me. Now, girl, I don't even bother.
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
Yeah. Mean Girls Club. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing at our age too.
Oh, really bad on TikTok. I get some women that just come with guns ablazing. And my intent is to uplift and to inspire. It's not to make you feel bad.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not just the men who leave negative comments. There are plenty of women who do it as well, and I don't get that.
now there are more men though that do it to me for sure.
Yeah,
Same guy, different shirt. They all look the same.
and it's usually user number 078562 and has no videos
Totally,
and no
totally.
profile picture, and he's in the basement. Gross.
Exactly.
But there are women who do it. I just don't understand it. I mean,
Well, they accuse me of using filters. And I actually have a story for you. There's a place that I go, and she said, guess what? So and so came in here and they saw you on Instagram, and they were like, she don't really look like that. She's using filters. And they're like, no, she really does look like that. Now I've cheated. And they were, oh, well, let's see the hair you put in. Well, that just gave it away. It's my hairdresser. And she goes, that's her hair. She doesn't wear fake hair. And she just was so caught off guard that this woman drove to this salon to ask these questions and then didn't book. So she didn't book for her services. She left and said, oh, I'll call you. Never called her back. So she literally went there just to ask those questions. Does that not blow your mind?
that's a little crazy.
And if I use a filter, I don't know if I say, but I think it'll say in the corner, but I definitely say when I'm not. Like when I'm doing a skincare video or a makeup video, I'll have a filming light so you can see me. But a lot of times I'll go outside there on the patio where there's no filming light, no filter. I mean, hey, filming lights soften your face a lot. But I just thought it was weird that she was like, "Oh, she doesn't look like that. There's no way." And they're like, "She does, and she
Yes.
she always looks nice." And like
And
they just want to tear you down.
I know. What I really love about you is the first time I saw you without any makeup on, you were just doing a, get ready with me video. You had no makeup on, you had your hair in a towel, and you look beautiful. Like
Thank
it's
you.
a different look, but you look amazing without makeup. But I really appreciated that. It's relatable, it's authentic.
Because
Yes.
my husband, authentic, my husband jokes he has two wives, the one that you saw in that video and the one now. So do I wake up like this? Oh, heck no. And I do think it's important to show that realness on
Mhm.
social media. I'll tell you one thing I love about you. I love that you do the Linda character. I mean, you have so many fun videos that make people want you to be the real estate agent. I mean, I saw Linda and fell in love.
That's so funny because my kids do not like Linda at
I
all.
love Linda.
Thank you. My husband does not like Linda. He's sitting over there. For you guys who don't know, Linda's a weird character I made up, and she's a stuck in the 80s realtor, like that classic realtor who's been stuck in the 80s forever, who in reality is like our age, right?
Yeah.
But the mullet haircut, the spandex bodysuit, just really old school, and doesn't give a shit about what anybody else thinks. So
Exactly. I love it.
yeah. So what's next for you? You have any goals for when you turn 60? Like, what is this looking like for you?
Boy, I do. I want to continue to grow on social media, and hopefully I can just keep doing this until I can't do it no more. As far as long-term goals, it's just to keep the mindset that I have now and keep improving. I still have some weight to lose. I still have some things to learn. Just every day I want to wake up with that new mindset of what can I change for the better today that I didn't do yesterday.
Isn't it funny as we get older, the more we know, the less we realize we really know.
Yes.
So smart in my 30s. I really wasn't.
Oh, I know, me too. I thought I was really smart,
Mhm.
and now I just I'm more emotional now. Like I see my grandkids, I can cry when I see a video of them. And I'm just so grateful for my husband, for my health, for my life that I mean I could get emotional now talking about
Yeah.
it. I'm just
Well, from
grateful.
what I hear, I mean, you've been through so many things, the teen pregnancy and then cancer. And then, so you have a lot to be grateful for.
I really do.
So,
And finding the right guy for me was really hard. I dated so many horrible guys. I met him on Match.com, but I think I kissed 1,000 frogs
yeah.
before him,
How long,
because they weren't serious.
how long have you been married to your husband?
7 years.
Okay. So about like us. Oh, that's fun.
Oh,
You found the love of your life in your 50s.
I did. And I'm gonna credit my mom for that because she said to me one time when I went to visit her, she said, "Have you ever noticed you always date the same guy? He looks this way and he owns his own business." And I was like, Mom, you're right. I do. I do always date the same guy. That's why I'm getting the same result. So when I saw him on Match, I went, here's a guy that I normally would not go out with. He was just different on every level. Not that it's bad, just different.
Mhm.
I was a little intimidated by him that he was a judge and kind of serious. But then when you get to know him, he's so funny. At least he is in front of me when he lets his guard down. And just it grew versus meeting a guy and I'm just cuckoo over him in the first date. When's he going to call me? With Curtis, it was a slow rising love to now a love I can't even describe that I've never had.
I've heard that from a lot of women our age that their
Really?
priorities become different as they get older and they look at different guys. And the guy that they thought that they would never date is the one that they fall madly in love with. And it's like
Totally.
a love story. I love that for you. He's not retired yet.
Not yet. He could, but I don't think, I know he loves what he does. So he'll probably, and the retirement's great. The longer you work, the better the retirement. So our goals is to when he does retire, we're going to, maybe go by a lake somewhere, to live. So that's our long-term dream.
Oh,
Right now, believe it or not, we are just in a rental house. That's why it's not decorated real cute. I'm not going to do all that to this house, but we're
yeah.
just making sure that we don't live above our means and save money. That's another thing I get criticized a lot on is my house and my furniture. I don't care. I've lived in $1 million homes. It didn't make me happy, you know.
That's the truth. That is the truth, Dana. And we live in this very small condo here, and I have a very small condo in Alaska because I downsized quite a bit. And you know what? I love simplicity.
I do too. I do too.
There's a lot of freedom in that. So
There
kudos
is.
to you and being financially, savvy and just not living above your means. There's a lot of freedom.
Yeah. Pay cash for what you can and stay out of debt. So I'm not going to say we live below our means, but we certainly don't live above, and we try to be smart. And that's
Yeah.
something that I also love about him,
Yeah.
that he's good with money.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. So anyway, well, in parting, like what is one piece of advice that you would give to any woman who's just feeling like I'm old, I'm stuck, I can't start over, can't do this, can't do that? What would you say?
I would say I have been that girl that has said those words to herself. And luckily, I found a woman who inspired me to do it. It literally was that simple for me. So if you hear my voice today and you clicked on this video, you're never, ever, big EVER, too old to do anything. I don't care what it is. Seriously.
Yeah.
You want to do a beauty pageant. I'm sure they might say you're too old, girl. Get up there and do it anyway.
That's
You can do anything.
And
You know what I mean?
yes, I love that. People can find you on TikTok and Instagram. Both you're under Daina Jenkins, right? Daina Jenkins.
And I'm on YouTube too. I just started YouTube.
Oh, good for you. I'll have to find you on YouTube. So
I watched a bunch of your videos yesterday, and Cindy, I loved them. You're a great interviewer. That's a
thank
skill.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. There is no failure. There's just trying.
That's right. And I just can't say this enough. I understand people feeling too old because society tells us that, but you're not.
Yep. Amen. That's a great place to end this. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being with me. And you guys follow her on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You will not be sorry. She is a breath of fresh air. So Daina, thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And please, if you enjoyed the program today, please feel free to share. I appreciate you. Get out there and start living your best damn life. Until next time, take care.